The giant knelt down, and with a gentle swipe of his finger, he tilled the land that would have taken the villagers an entire day to farm. Then, he carved a channel from the nearby river, guiding water straight into the fields. The king watched in awe. Without hesitation, he blew his horn, commanding the giant to serve him. The giant cupped river water in his hands and filled the royal palace's fountain, meant for the king's eyes only. Though the giant was the protector of the entire kingdom, the king didn't like him. He felt overshadowed, as if the giant was stealing all his glory. When the giant dug holes to plant trees, the king ordered soldiers to cut them down. The giant once stretched out his arm to stop the destruction, but this only enraged the king. He ordered his soldiers to fire arrows at the giant. Hurt and angry, the giant left. But the king didn't care. He kept cutting down trees without restraint. Soon, the once flourishing kingdom turned into a barren desert. The people had no choice but to leave. The king tried to flee as well, but he stumbled into a deep pit. Looking up, he realized it was a footprint, the giant's footprint. Determined to find him again, the king set off on a long journey. Neither storm nor hunger could stop him, but his reputation had preceded him everywhere he went. People loathed him, even children threw rotten fruit at him. He tried to ask for food, but when people recognized him, they turned away in disgust. He could only press on, swallowing his hunger. One day, exhausted and on the verge of collapse, he spotted a familiar figure in the distance. It was the giant, the one he had been searching for all along. But the giant didn't recognize the king anymore. Desperate, the king took out his crown. The giant studied him carefully, and finally recognized who he was. He stood up, ready to leave. The king collapsed, broken, falling face down in the dirt. By accident, he crushed a small flower beneath him. He felt a wave of guilt. The giant saw this dot, and in that quiet moment, he reached out his hand. They returned to the land they once called home. Side by side they worked the soil, and built a new home from the ruins.